hope you will appreciate our work. Write your comment and click the subscribe button. Enjoy the show, and here we go. American model Meg Miles, charming photo shoot 1956. Actress, producer, screenwriter Kirsten Imrie 1987. San Francisco circa 1918. Studebaker. Well used, with traveling cases marked RJW and LA. Hampton Roads, Virginia, circa 1895. Boat landing at Old Point Comfort and Hygeia Hotel. Oakland, California, circa 1920. Offices of the Oakland Tribune. Ship launching in Portland, Maine. The men behind the launchings. High in the cab of a whirly crane, these workers operate the derrick which raises the iron gates and releases water into the dock where ships are built. September 1936. House for sale in Manchester, New Hampshire. August 1940. Port Gibson, Mississippi. San Francisco circa 1920. Dale the Truck. Washington circa 1920. Laundry at Library of Congress. San Francisco circa 1927. Page 6 to 45 Brougham $1,350 as equipped. It says on the front of the car. The Jersey Shore circa 1908. Marlboro Blenheim Hotel and Boardwalk, Atlantic City. New York, 1958. Singer Anita O'Day, half-length portrait, facing front. Library at SCPC, Signal Corps Photographic Center, for enlisted men only. Manhattan circa 1906. Times Building. Tom Jensen, Los Angeles police officer, chef at the police academy and part-time actor. June 1953. Activities at the Sun Fun Festival, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Mickey Spillane, one of the beauty pageant judges, on the beach with a woman. San Francisco, 1920. Underwriters fire patrol truck. Market Street, San Francisco, 1920. Washington, D.C. KKK Parade on Pennsylvania Avenue, August 8, 25. May 1943. Arlington, Virginia. Idaho Hall, Arlington Farms, a residence for women working in government for the duration of the war. May 1943. Stockton, California. Mexican agricultural laborers who have come to help harvest beets eating their lunch. September 1911. Crowded tenement used by cranberry pickers, bravos or black Portuguese, from the islands of Cape Verde, in bogs near Wareham, Massachusetts. My grandfather, a carpenter, may have built this house. We do know that he rebuilt the family home that was destroyed in the 1906 earthquake and fire. February 6, 1925. 3 Washington Society Buds in Spectacle. Fredericksburg, Virginia, circa 1927. Tenement 203 Charlotte Street, residence of Governor Hill. Photo taken on commission from Mrs. DeVore of Chatham. San Francisco circa 1924. Oldsmobile Touring Sedan. October 1940. Painting the cylinders of aircraft motors at the Pratt Whitney plant. East Hartford, Connecticut. Stunning Alyssa Alps, 1989 photo shoot. Los Angeles traffic cop/actor/chef Tom Jensen again, in the second photo of this exciting series. June 1943. Oswego, New York. Children recruited for farm work during the summer, waiting to start for work outside the U.S. Employment Service. March 1952. Marlene Dietrich makes her stage debut in Chicago. Pensacola Bay circa 1900. Pensacola Harbor, Florida. San Francisco circa 1918. Chalmers Model 6-30 Roadster facing northwest corner Van Ness Avenue and Sutter Street. (1904) New York Central Hudson River RR Station, Albany, New York. Cincinnati circa 1905. Lafayette and Franklin Banks, 3rd Street. October 1940. Trucks outside of a starch factory, Caribou, Aroostook County, Maine. There were almost 50 trucks in the line. Some had been waiting for 24 hours for the potatoes to be graded and weighed. San Francisco circa 1917. Chalmers Town Car. The ideal conveyance for European nobility. Florida circa 1900. Tampa Bay Hotel. A 500-room resort opened in 1891. Circa 1899. RR Depot at Garrison, New York. From circa 1959 Scottsdale, Arizona, we bring you this Kodachrome slide of the Lulu Bell restaurant on Main Street. (1899) Boat Drill USS, New York. San Francisco, 1920. Haynes 4-passenger coupe. (1864), Bermuda 100, Virginia. Photographer, possibly Matthew Brady, at Butler's Signal Tower, Cobb's Hill, Appomattox River. April 24, 1953. Towson, Maryland. Goucher College, Library Interior 3. Moore Hutchins, client. (1899), A Boat Crew USS, New York. Atlantic City circa 1905. Come on in, the water's fine. Binghamton, New York, circa 1905. Kilmer Building, Chenango Street. June 1943. Arlington, Virginia. Ordering clothes from a mail-order house at Idaho Hall, Arlington Farms, a residence for women who work for the U.S. government for the duration of the war. Bonus photo for you, a beautiful retro woman. Heather Mills, English model, philanthropist, former wife of musician Paul McCartney. Photo 1989. Is an American supermodel and model with charm, Barbara Edwards. Photo 1979. Beautiful Heather Thomas. Charming 1976 photo shoot. San Francisco circa 1918. White 5-ton motor truck loaded with Sperry flour bound for Los Angeles. October 1942. Manpower, junior size. Proud young fighters in Uncle Sam's Junior Army visit a scrapyard in Roanoke, Virginia, to see for themselves what happens to the scrap they collect for our war industries. Circa 1902. Richmond, Backus Company Office, Detroit. April 1st, 1923. Easter at White House, with a number of the Easter Bunny's cousins in attendance. February 1923, Washington, D.C. or vicinity. Puppies, probably Pokey, lovably little. Boston, 1906. Copley Square and Museum of Fine Arts. California circa 1911. Rudy Unholzen brother. The German-born lightweight, Wright, died in 1916 at the age of 34. October 1890. Mississippi cotton gin at Dahomen. Which way to the break room? From San Francisco circa 1940 comes this uncaptioned photo of Joe DiMaggio and friend and at least a dozen cups of coffee. Who can explain what's going on here? San Francisco, 1928. Hudson convertible sedan at Golden Gate Park. Toledo circa 1909. Produce Exchange and Ohio Building, Madison Avenue at St. Clair. Washington, D.C., circa 1937. Dog Mart. L. Metropolis, whom Edward A. Platt, of the town of Sherman, in the county of Fairfield and state of Connecticut, appointed an honorary deputy sheriff on November 4, 1938. San Francisco circa 1940. Joe DiMaggio and friend pouring coffee in restaurant kitchen. November 1908. Gastonia, North Carolina. Rush Merrill, Lowray Mill. 12 years old. Been in mill 3 years as daffer. Gets 75 cents a day. Said sometimes gets 3 to 5 hours a day resting between times. San Francisco circa 1920. Dora 6 to 87 passenger sedan. October 1913. Seen on the farm of S.N. Whiteside, near Waxahachie, Texas. Children come out here from the town to pick cotton, outside of school hours. Ages range from 4 years up to 15 and more. Lake Erie circa 1905. Freighters Chili William Castle Roads at Cleveland. September 1942. Substitute materials something new in apple containers. To replace nail-bound wooden boxes, a fiber carton has been developed. San Francisco, 1919. Hudson Autos at Land's End. Woburn, Massachusetts, circa 1906. Ice harvesting on Horn Pond bearing off the floats. (1903) Mechanics Hall, Boston. Circa 1903. Symphony Hall, Boston, Massachusetts. Brooklyn, circa 1905. Oriental Hotel and Bath House, Manhattan Beach, New York. Asbury Park, New Jersey, circa 1903. Landing through the surf. Washington, D.C., circa 1937. U.S. Labor Department and Interstate Commerce Commission building. Passageway between ICC and Departmental Auditorium sections. American model, singer, and actress Meg Miles, 1957. San Francisco, circa 1920. Back at 2150 Washington Street. Moon Auto. Boston, circa 1903. London Ancients and Honorables leaving Rose Wharf on steamer Nantucket for harbor trip. Somewhere in New England, circa 1900. Children at home. Richmond, California, circa 1912. First Wesley Methodist Episcopal Church. August 1941. Chickens raised by FSA borrowers is good right down to the bone. Sunday dinner for flying cadets at Craig Field, Selma, Alabama. August 1941. Trains in the Southern Railway Terminal in Atlanta, Georgia. From somewhere in New England circa 1900, it's the group of serious-looking students. San Francisco circa 1928. Cadillac 5-passenger coupe at Golden Gate Park. July 1922. Washington, D.C. Snapped at the tidal basin. Mildred Kapleck with her pet opossum, the latest novelty introduced at the bathing beach. Boston, Massachusetts, circa 1915. Christchurch, Old North. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, circa 1908. Wood Street, looking east. Circa 1906. Suburban station at Petoskey, Michigan. A locomotive of the Grand Rapids, Indiana Railroad. San Francisco circa 1923. Stutz Roadster at Golden Gate Park. Portland, Maine, circa 1905. Grand Trunk Station, India Street. August 1941. Tank driver. Fort Belvoir, Virginia. June 24, 1916. Police show at Sheepshead Bay Speedway rescuing woman from runaway horse. Washington, D.C., circa 1920. 28th Street Apartments Times. Louisville, Kentucky, circa 1905. 4th Street. July 31st, 1922. Laurel, Maryland. Washington, D.C., circa 1920. Congressional Library Power Plant. Bonus photo for you, a beautiful retro woman. American actress, model, and exotic dancer Amy Lynn Baxter. Photo shoot 1986. Corina Russell English, former glamour model and dancer of the 1980s. Photo 1983. The lovely and charming Margaret Rose Keel, 1969. New York, 1908. Basketball at Columbia University Gymnasium. June 3, 1920. New York. Columbia University class of 1909. Fagel Heavy Truck Assembly, Oakland, California. Factory, 1918. June 1943. Arlington, Virginia. Girls entertaining their guests in one of the two-card rooms at a residence for the women who work in the U.S. government for the duration of the war. June 1943. Arlington, Virginia. Girls entertaining their guests in one of the two-card rooms at a residence for the women who work in the U.S. government for the duration of the war. August 8, 1962. Washington, D.C. Man in lounge chair representing U.S. indifference to world affairs at the height of the Cold War. May 31, 1943. Gallipolis, Ohio. Soldier at Decoration Day ceremonies. May 31, 1943. Girl Scouts at Decoration Day ceremonies. Cincinnati circa 1900. Burnett House and Chamber of Commerce, 3rd and Vine. Clara, March 16, 1952. We return to colorful Blue Earth, Minnesota. Washington, D.C., 1920. Congress Heights Yankees basketball team. San Francisco circa 1917. Cole Tour Sedan at Golden Gate Park. (1901) Steamer Priscilla, Fall River Line. At the time of its launch in 1894. Almost welcomes Ao and Mess. The Washington, D.C. Masonic Temples Hello. July 1937. Old Negress of Greene County, Georgia. May 1943. Arlington, Virginia. Reading the Sunday paper at Arlington Farms, duration residence halls for women war workers. New Jersey circa 1901. Coleman House, Asbury Park. April 1954. New York. Actress Cloris Leachman at home with husband George England and baby Adam. The Dentist, Atlantic City, 1901. September 12, 1946. Washington, D.C. Showroom at Superior Motors. Client, Griffith Consumers Company. March 5, 1929. Cow Band serenades President and Mrs. Hoover at White House following inauguration. Tamaulipas State, Mexico, circa 1891. Tamisai Bridge. Locale based on catalog of the W.H. Jackson Views, 1898. (1904) Sagamore Hotel Dock, Green Island, Lake George, New York. May 31st, 1943. Gallipolis, Ohio. Young horn player at the Decoration Day ceremonies. July 1918. Fagel Motors Truck Factory Front Office. Oakland, California. November 1942. Nurse training at Babies Hospital, New York. A beautiful photo of a girl from the 1970s. January 1943. A blimp of the U.S. Navy is led onto the apron of an East Coast lighter-than-air station before taking off on a patrol flight over the Atlantic Ocean. Oakland, 1918. Creating Fagel walking tractors at factory. Fredericksburg, Virginia, circa 1928. Warehouse, Hoop Pole Factory, 307-13 Sophia Street. Circa 1923. Peerless touring car at Lake Tahoe, California. Oakland, California, circa 1918. Walking tractor Fagel orchard tractor demonstration. Atlantic City, circa 1908. Bathing Beach and Steeplechase Pier. Chicago, circa 1955, and Dad is off to the office, or wherever Daddy goes in the morning. October 1941. Theater and Workers Section at Holyoke, Massachusetts. San Francisco, 1923. Studebaker Rally Car. October 1941. Main Street, Holyoke, Massachusetts. Paterson, New Jersey, circa 1911. American Locomotive Company. Rogers Works. 040 locomotive for New Jersey Zinc Company. Summer 1912. District of Columbia Parks. Children at fountains and pools. September 1938. Express Agency Office and General Store in coal mining town of Scotts Run, West Virginia. September 1938. Cap Hills, West Virginia. Coal miner waiting for lift home. San Francisco, 1928. Franklin convertible coupe at Land's End, Presidio. June 1943. Arlington, Virginia. Washing clothes in one of the laundry rooms at Idaho Hall, Arlington Farms, war duration residence hall for women government workers. Circa 1900. Worley's Unloading or Penna RR Docks, Erie, Pennsylvania. March 31, 1941. Robert Glassford, residence in Hobe Sound, Florida. Master bedroom. Alice Morgan Carson, architect. (1861 to 65). Soldier in Union uniform and cap box standing with musket and bayonet with scabbard. New York, 1908. The end of the rampage. Alice under control and thinking it over. Two zookeepers with restrained elephant lying on the ground after running free around the New York Zoological Park, Bronx Zoo. Bonus photo for you, a beautiful retro woman. American actress Amy Lynn Baxter, 1985. Subscribe button. Enjoy the show, and here we go. Actress, producer Donna DeCiani, retro photo shoot. The Enchanting Linda Kramer, 1986 photo shoot. Oakland circa 1960, and a mix and match agglomeration of late model General Motors vehicles. February 1956. Actress Lucille Ball speaking with young photographer at homecoming ball upon return to her hometown of Jamestown, New York, with husband Desi Arnaz on publicity tour for their film Forever Darling. March 1967. On the set of the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour at CBS Television City in Los Angeles. The brothers rehearsing skits with show guest Carol Burnett. New York, September 1952. People looking at fashion model Doris Irwin as she walks down Fifth Avenue. Cleveland circa 1905. Rockefeller Building, 6th Street and Superior Avenue. (1919) Page touring car at San Francisco Golf Club. Tacoma Park, Maryland, circa 1928. Washington Sanitarium Gymnasium. New York circa 1910. Cellar of Pretzels, 6th Avenue. With a dusting of salt and snow. March 18, 1952. United Nations Secretariat and General Assembly from Welfare Island, East River. San Francisco circa 1919. Nash touring car. Across from the pool hall, taking delivery of some apple crates and an Edison electric something or other. Cleveland circa 1905. Central Armory, Ohio National Guard. (11 a.m. Monday, May 9, 1910. Newsies at Skeeter's Branch, Jefferson near Franklin, St. Louis. New York City, 1975. Three boys with tough expressions smoking cigarettes. Oakland circa 1955, and yet another Buick come a cropper. We promised to call an ambulance just as soon as you finish filling out these photo releases. October 3, 1925. Washington, D.C. Geo Washington U. versus Juniata Colonel at Central High. Circa 1901. The new post office, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Prince George's County, Maryland, circa 1940. Electric Institute of Washington. Cameo Theater, Mount Rainier Lecture. San Francisco, circa 1928. DeSoto Sedan Cresting Hill. The Jersey Shore, circa 1900. Children playing in the surf at Asbury Park. Circa 1901. Gresham Light, Port Huron, Michigan. A great lighthouse on a great lake. (1932). Bonus or Bust, Orlando to Washington shanty, an encampment built by World War I veterans in the Bonus Expeditionary Force in Washington, D.C. January 1925. Washington, D.C. Man painting woman's back is all it says here. Who can help fill in the blanks? Franklin Sedan, San Francisco, 1927. An upscale auto parked outside an imposing home whose balcony seems to have been modified for keeping chickens or children. May 22, 1936. Warehouse District, Water and Dock Streets, Brooklyn, looking west under Brooklyn Bridge to Lower Manhattan. February 1924. Miss Viola Hudson, the WCAP Valentine girl, who on St. Valentine Night broadcast a greeting to radio fans. Oakland circa 1956, and another motoring mishap, with yet another guilty-looking Buick. Charming actress Sarah Young, 1990. St. Louis circa 1901. Planters Hotel, 4th and Chestnut. Completed 1893. Circa 1901. Hillside Residences, St. Thomas, West Indies. Washington Tidal Basin Bathing Beach Beauty Contest, August 5, 1922. First prize winner Eva Friedel, who is either 17 or 111 years old, depending on your frame of reference. San Francisco circa 1919. Franklin Bruham. A car with an air-cooled engine and unusual V windshield. July 1943. Montgomery County, Maryland. Bathers on the side of the pool at the Glen Echo Amusement Park. September 1938. Storefront in mining town of Osage, West Virginia. Circa 1955 Oakland and our latest motoring mashup, Ford tagged out by Pontiac. Washington, D.C., circa 1925. Lincoln Memorial. View of statue through columns. From the same circa 1900, batch of 5x8 glass negatives. San Francisco circa 1918. Studebaker sedan off Great Highway at Ocean Beach. This Justin from circa 1900 New England, the schoolmarm and her charges, and the schoolyard chicken. New York, 1940. Crowd at Coney Island. Circa 1907. Bethlehem Street looking east. Bethlehem, White Mountains, New Hampshire. A New England garden circa 1900 and yet another outlandishly attired tyke. A century or so early for the Harry Potter casting call. San Francisco, 1922. Cliff House Road construction, view of Sutro Heights and Playland Amusement Park. From somewhere in New England circa 1900 comes the final plate from our recent batch of serious-looking class photos, this group being particularly well camouflaged with greenery. New Hampshire circa 1908. Maplewood House, Bethlehem, White Mountains. Completed in 1876. Detroit circa 1906. Hotel St. Clair, Randolph and Monroe Streets. Completed 1893. May 1956. Memphis, Tennessee. Elvis Presley at home with stuffed animals. Circa 1892. Woman diving from pier. Albumin print from J.S. Johnston's series of American stereoscopic views. Bonus photo for you, a beautiful retro woman. Lonnie Anderson is an American actress. She is an Emmy and Golden Globe Award nominee. Stunning 1966 photo shoot. Charming Sophia Loren, 1960s photo shoot. Hottie Heather Thomas, 1977, post-bath photo shoot. Stephen at Spring Hill, 1952. (1908) California Rifle Team at Camp Perry, Ohio, site of the national shoot. Washington, D.C., circa 1925. Girls Rifle Team, George Washington University. San Francisco, circa 1931. V16 at Downey Cadillac Agency. A 16-cylinder Leviathan beached on the shoals of the Great Depression. October 3, 1935. Blossom Restaurant, 103 Bowery, Manhattan. June 1916. Fall River, Massachusetts. Lawrence Burns, 14, Daffer and Picasset Mill, 43 Langley Street. Eye defect. circa 1905. Euclid Avenue, Cleveland, O. The clock tower belongs to the Hickox Building, 1890 to 1946. San Francisco, circa 1929. Graham Page at California Palace of the Legion of Honor, Lincoln Park. "32nd Street entrance, Pennsylvania Station, New York. The original Penn Station in the final stages of construction, circa 1910. Mills House Number 2, Rivington Street, New York, New York. This hostel for poor gentlemen, one of 3 erected by the banker Darius Ogden Mills as lodging houses for working-class men. Columbus, Georgia, circa 1950, and another still from the housing series, showing the opposite of an en-suite bath. Washington, D.C., after the blizzard of January 1922. Snow is all it says on the caption card. We wonder if the absence of a shadow might portend 6 more weeks of winter. We return to accident-prone Oakland, circa 1958, for this view of a Ford ranch wagon that just bought the farm. New York, circa 1905. Blockaded cars on 23rd Street. Washington, circa 1935. U.S. Capitol exteriors. Dome of Capitol and Park in winter. A tough-looking group and their Essex sedan somewhere in Northern California in 1929. This appears to be the same couple seen in the roadhouse from the previous photo. (1943) At ease. 2 soldiers in a bomb storage facility at Camp Pendleton, California, admiring portrait of a young woman. Pin-up of Susan Hayward hangs nearby. San Francisco, 1924. Piercero Autos at Gillig Brothers. Specialists in bodybuilding, seat covers, auto painting and upholstery. Circa 1904. Cadet Armory, Boston, Massachusetts. Sexy actress Lorene Tuttle is how the seller of this mid-century publicity still described its subject. Matronly character actor. Might be more on the mark. From CA 1915 we bring you the John Doe family and their cat. Rail yard accident. Oakland again, circa 1954, and the curious case of the tip trailer. Fruitvale Avenue at 10th Street in Oakland circa 1956, and yet another vignette of vehicular violence. Washington, D.C. Suffrage Art, January 29, 1921. A few months after passage of the 19th Amendment gave American women the right to vote. February 25, 1920. Washington, D.C. Herbert J. Drain, congressman from Florida, is from Tarpon Springs, which is said to be the largest sponge market in the world. Actress Linda Lusardi, 1980. New York, 1947. On the set board and show broadcast. Back when telephones and televisions had dials, and shows were often named for the sponsor. San Francisco, 1931. Oldsmobile sedan.